Today on Animal Outtakes,
everything is synchronized, so you have about 7 minutes of pure beauty of horses just flowing through the ring.
from equine ballet to balancing dogs and some big cats with big talents, we're lining up to see some impressive animal entertainers.
Ready? No. Hey. Quieto. Así.
Hello and welcome to Animal Outtakes. I'm Marcia Panucci. For our pets, sometimes learning how to sit, stay, and roll over, it's tough. But today, we're introducing you to some amazing animals that mastered the basics long ago and have moved up from amateur acting to professional performers. Let's take a look.
For trainer and performer Sylvia Serbini, horses have always been a way of life.
Being a 9-generation circus, come from a circus family, animals have always been a big part of our family.
She began her life in the circus as an aerialist, but always felt that the real beauty was much closer to the ground.
I, took ballet and dance and worked in the air, and I always felt that the horses just like explained so much of the beauty of the dance and the poetry and everything, and how sensitive horses were. This is Nighthawk. He actually comes from a farm called Taliera Farms in Newman, Georgia. He is a Botswana baby, and he is a famous bred horse. And I was fortunate they actually gave me this horse to put into the Liberty presentation. And he is actually taking a nap.
Sylvia has 15 horses at her farm in Williston, Florida. But today, she's brought 10 of her stallions to Sarasota for a special engagement.
And I do a Liberty presentation, which is very unorthodox, meaning that it's my own creation. I work my horses in the most natural way possible. I don't use any whips. I do everything through body language, energy, and verbal cues. Always being on tour, I ended up putting all horses together and started noticing their special language that they had, how everything meant something. A horse is stepping to the side, creating a certain zone, a nod of a head, the ears, the way that they looked, everything meant something. So I started using that kind of language into my work and realized that the work went so much faster. Ended up training horses without any aids, no lunges or anything, getting horses with amazing draw just by being able to communicate in their language.
By using her knowledge of the horse's body language, Sylvia developed a training method that doesn't use lunges or other aids.
Then we have a rare Perlino horse. Did you want to look at him? He's an old Indian horse. He's actually all pink. Mustache? A little bit dirty because he's not working this morning, but very sensitive. He doesn't know what to think about your camera.
Now, do you train them in English?
No, in French. Yeah, the French language is softer, and it keeps my energy down, where English tends to be a little bit strong. And I find horses, they work through energy. They're herd animals, and energy for me is everything. They sense it. And the French keeps me calm because the words are a lot softer than the English words.
Sylvia and her stallions have traveled all over the world, visiting Europe, Mexico, and Puerto Rico, as well as destinations throughout the United States. And no matter where they are, Sylvia makes sure it feels like home.
Doesn't matter if we're at our farm in Williston, Florida, or if we're touring, the setup is pretty much the same. We have a beautiful barn at home, but these horses will be stalled exactly the way you see them here. We have 12 stalls and 6 on each side, so everybody is used to the same thing always. Every time these horses travel, they have the best of the best.
And when it comes to perform,
It's like equine ballet. They do all these patterns. I'll have 5 going one way, 5 going the other way. They'll do pivots, these 360 turns. I have some of them that'll walk on their hind legs, and everything is synchronized. So you have about 7 minutes of pure beauty of horses just flowing through the ring. I think it's the feeling that the people get from the horse, especially in my presentation. My horses are very happy, and each one has their own individual character. And to see the people's reaction, a lot of them start to cry just from the beauty of the horse. You know, you have 10 horses running together completely free with no restraints, and they choose to come on a verbal cue.
There are some people who call Sylvia a horse whisperer, but she prefers a much different term.
I like to call myself the horse listener. It's just, you know, they have their own language, and I listen to what they're telling me. Like any animal has their own language, and the horses are constantly communicating with us. If it's a nod of the head, if it's a look, horses communicate through eye contact. So for me, I really listen to what the horse is telling me.
Representing 9 generations of the Zerbini Circus family. With some captivating canines. Please give a warm welcome to the Dominguez Poodle Review.
For Jorge Dominguez, the circus is in his blood. But it wasn't until he met his wife that things really went to the dogs.
We are a circus family. I'm third generation from family circus. I'm not do dogs before. Her family, she is for a generation in circus family, and my wife family do dogs at. When I meet her, we decide to do something together. But I do the motorcycle act, and she do the high wire. And now we start to make something together. We decide to do the dogs act.
The Dominguez family travels across the country with their 13 dogs, 8 of which perform in their act.
This is Red, Chuchu Flynn, Annabelle, Mickey, Blue, Chuchuca, Yellow, and Asi.
As you can see, there's a bit of a trend here.
We love poodles. I love poodles. I think they are very easy to have. They are like clean dogs. They have a lot of hair, but they don't throw hair. So it's weird, but the little one throw more hair in this one. So they are very clean. I look how they look. My wife can do grooming. They have like different looks. And they are very smart dogs.
But there's one that stands out from the bunch.
This is Asi. We love poodles, but we like to go to the shelters. We like to see more doggies and everything. And we rescued this one. He's a mixed dog. He's half Jack Russell and Rap Terrier. But he's the smart dog we have. Quieto. Ready. No. Hey.
Rescued
Quieto.
from a shelter in Dallas,
Asi.
Texas, Jorge said it was his energy that caught his eye.
We just went to the shelter and we saw him, and he was so happy. He was jumping. He has a lot of energy. So we decided to take that one. And he is my kid's pet. He lives with us. He sleeps with my kid.
When it comes to training his poodles for the show, he plays to the strengths of each individual dog.
Not like every dog can do everything. I think it's like ours. Like some people can be a doctor, some people can be a mechanic. The same for them. We try to teach and see which one can do the tricks, and the other one maybe do the different tricks.
Poodles are listed among the most intelligent breeds, so it's easy to see why these dogs enjoy life in the circus. In all, it takes up to 2 years to train the dogs to perform. The Dominguez Poodle Review has been touring for 5 years now, and they're showing no signs of slowing down. Still ahead on Animal Outtakes.
The facts are really the oldest, healthiest animals in the world are working or performing animals.
We introduce you to some big cats who are putting on quite a show. But first,
they were bred for war maneuvers before gunpowder came into being.
Meet a rare breed of stallion with an acrobatic history that's being preserved today.
For thousands of years, we've been humans' best friend. You've been through a lot, and we've been right there with you. A dog is part of the family, a confidant, and a friend who always knows how to get into your heart. So what happens to our beloved companions when we can no longer care for them? This is why we've created Dante's Den, an innovative, state-of-the-art facility that will provide care for up to 100 dogs.
Dante's Den is a community for joyful dogs.
Millions of Americans face uncertainty when planning for the future of beloved pets who may well outlive them. Dante's Den is a charitable organization, so in whatever capacity you can, please lend your support so that we may continue this most wonderful work.
Dante and I would like to thank you for watching and for also opening up your hearts to our wonderful community of joyful dogs.
Learn about the many ways you could become involved by visiting dantesden.org.
Hi, I'm Marcia Panucci, founder of the Dante's Den Foundation.
And I'm Ron Dixon, the Executive Director out at the Dens. Dante's Den has come a long way since its inception to where we are now.
We've helped hundreds of dogs since we've opened, but now we need your help.
We sure do, Marcia. Dante's Den needs great volunteers to help us feed, walk, and play with all of our furry friends.
So come on out and enjoy our 50 acres of beautiful countryside where you can also feed miniature Holstein cows.
And their babies.
And Hee-Haw.
The donkey.
And Buttercup.
A beautiful miniature horse.
If you would like to be a part of our joyful community of dogs, please visit dantesden.org.
Or call us toll-free at 844-DANTES-DEN. That's 844-366-8336.
Come on out today and see what makes us so special.
Good boy, Achilles.
A rare breed of horse is drawing quite a crowd in
it's come to
Mayaca
a
City,
difficult
Florida. These majestic horses are Lipizans, and they have a regal history.
Well, the Lipizans were created for the Habsburgs. These horses were only shown to royalty, heads of state. Nobody else was allowed to see these horses. They were bred for war maneuvers before gunpowder came into being.
Those maneuvers are very stylized movements of classical dressage, known as airs above the ground.
Any horse can do these maneuvers naturally. They're all natural maneuvers, but the Lipizan has a stronger bone structure, and that's why he was used for these airs. Then when gunpowder came into being, they didn't use it anymore. They didn't use the horse for that, so they shelved it. So it's considered a lost art.
Gabriella Herman's family has been training these horses for generations and now takes the stallions on tour, performing for crowds across the country. Currently, they have about 30 horses living on a 200-acre ranch in Mayaca City. Along with the stallions, they have a few mares and some retirees and rescues.
When do the horses begin to train for this?
Well, we watch the horses as soon as they hit the ground. We were with them all the time. We have the time that we can just wait and see them out. Some of them develop real quick. They're all individuals. 3 to 5 years it takes for them to go through their training process.
What do you look for?
Well, we watch them as babies in the field. Now, if they're more active, if they're more up in the air than on the ground, we know that those will be future the airs horses. If they have a high knee action and they prance a lot, those will be the dancing horses. Now, they have to come into this arena and they have to learn all their basics first to interact with the other horses, work routines. Then we go back and hone in on their talents. There's something for everyone, and it's not like we have this massive amount of horses. We only raise them for our needs. and as we retire them out, the young ones come in. So our turnover is real good, and so we have the pleasure of just watching and using them as we need them.
What is their length of time in the performance arena? Is it a 2-year period? Can they go a lot longer?
Oh yes. We've got some 20-year-old stallions working. You know, it's not like one stallion does everything. The performance is about 1 hour and 10 minutes. So therefore, they're increments of 5 minutes that they're in the arena, 10 at the most. So, and this keeps them fresh, and they're always, and we interchange them. We'll go out and interchange them just to keep their mind so they don't get ring sour. Some folks think that our performance horses do nothing but perform. No, that's not true. During the week, we have the field out here where the parking lot is. It's a big field, and they get to go out and play and just be horses, one at a time. You can't put them together, but they go out and run, and we let them be horses because they can't always, they have to clear their mind just like we do.
Do they know when the show is going to start?
Oh, definitely.
Are they anxious? They're
Yes.
ready to go?
Oh, yeah. When the folks are, like you saw them going through the barn and folks looking at them, and they're going through, and when their harnesses, their tack goes on, they're athletes. They're athletes and they're performers, and they know they pump up just like we do.
Gabriella says even though she's worked with these horses for years, they still surprise her with their intelligence and spirit.
These horses, they're a lovely, it's a lovely task. It really is. I've been at it a long time,
Yes.
and I enjoy it every day. And even when every day they show me something new. Good buddy.
Coming up next,
And you know, we don't really even call it training so much anymore, it's teaching. Because before you can teach an animal to do anything, first you have to find a spot in their heart for you.
the incredible bond between a man and his tigers. How shows like this are making a difference in the world when Animal Outtakes continues.
For thousands of years, we've been humans' best friend. You've been through a lot, and we've been right there with you. A dog is part of the family, a confidant, and a friend who always knows how to get into your heart. So what happens to our beloved companions when we can no longer care for them? This is why we've created Dante's Den, an innovative, state-of-the-art facility that will provide care for up to 100 dogs.
Dante's Den is a community for joyful dogs.
Millions of Americans face uncertainty when planning for the future of beloved pets who may well outlive them. Dante's Den is a charitable organization, so in whatever capacity you can, please lend your support so that we may continue this most wonderful work.
Dante and I would like to thank you for watching and for also opening up your hearts to our wonderful community of joyful dogs.
Learn about the many ways you can become involved by visiting dantesden.org.
There were highs.
Never seen anything like this.
And some lows.
There was a lot of anger. You had the WikiLeaks emails come out.
But when the Suncoast mattered most, no one covered it like ABC7.
Over the next 4 days, we will be covering our local Suncoast delegation. There's a lot of excitement here. We're standing right where those Florida delegates will sit. I talked to some Suncoast delegates.
We were right in the thick of that.
This convention's done a lot of good for everybody.
ABC7 News. We're here for you, Suncoast.
Here's a dirty little secret. When you wash your face at the end of the day, you might only be cleaning the surface of your skin. To clear those congested pores, you need a deep clean. And today, you can get it with Proactive's incredible deep cleansing brush. And here's something even more incredible. You get the brush free when you order a Proactive system today.
I love the deep cleansing brush because it really gets in those pores.
I was using a brush that was over $200, and I like this so much better.
This isn't just any brush. This is the only one from the doctors at Proactive, so it's specially designed for acne-prone skin. Call the number on your screen now to get America's #1 acne brand for just $19.95. Be among the first 500 callers, and you'll also get the deep cleansing brush free, plus more secrets for flawless skin. That's a $93 value for just $19.95.
You only have 2 hands, but you have a whole lot of bristles.
This is such an incredible offer that supplies are limited. Call the number on your screen now.
For Clayton Rosaire, every day is a show day at his family's wildlife sanctuary in Sarasota, Florida.
Why do you do this?
Well, we want to educate the public on what's going on with animals, and the number one way to get to the public is ambassador animals. That's what really brings people's, you know, the intrigue and the, you know, what's really going on. That's how they do it, by seeing an animal, falling in love with it, and then going home and checking on it.
But this is no ordinary animal rescue group. You see, the Rosaires are a circus family, and they're known for working with some extraordinary animals.
Yes!
For instance, Clayton's Aunt Pamela works with chimpanzees. And Clayton is well known for his experience with lions and tigers.
How many hours would you say goes into training one animal?
Oh,
Countless?
Yeah, you know what, you can't really count the hours. And you know, we don't really even call it training so much anymore, it's teaching. Because before you can teach an animal to do anything, first you have to find a spot in their heart for you. Because just like working with someone else's kid, they're not going to listen to you if you're not an aunt or an uncle, you know? So they have to have a reason to love you, and so it's all about that bond, that initial bond and the love that we can develop between them. And then you just go on from there.
From there, it's a matter of knowing your animal's personalities, their likes and dislikes, and working to make sure you set them up to succeed.
If you want animals to do amazing behaviors, active behaviors, you use active animals. If you want animals to do something involving the public, well, then you find an animal that's interested in the public, an animal that shows that they want to be around people. You don't ask them to do it if they don't like that. That's the biggest thing. You work with them to their natural abilities.
One question that comes to mind, because I've seen you do amazing things over the years. I've been a groupie of yours. Do you ever get scared?
Well, no, because this is what I've known my entire life. I'm the 9th generation of my family to live and work with exotic and endangered animals. So instead of growing up on a farm with cattle, I grew up with lions and tigers, chimpanzees, bears, and elephants. And with these type of animals, especially with the apex predators, of course, part of their job as a predator is to be able to sense things. Well, with a large predator, they also have basically the same type of amazing abilities to sense fear, weakness, anything like that, and that's what they work off of. So no, I don't show fear because I don't want to end up on the menu, but in most cases, luckily for me, they don't like the way I taste.
I would imagine that animals are no different than us. They're pretty steady. And then that one morning comes that they wake up on the wrong side of the cage.
Yes.
And let's say that's Handsome, who we so love, and we have watched him so wonderfully work with you. What if Handsome starts to show you in the morning, hey, Daddy, things are not going to go well today. Well, what do you do as a trainer?
And that is a perfect example of what I tell people all the time. Not everybody wakes up on the right side of the bed every day of the week. And of course, if it's as the handler, you're supposed to interact with them and watch them and figure that out. And if it's a day where they're not feeling good and they don't want to do it, well, that's a day that we get to go to the crowd and explain that Handsome decided he was going to have a day off today. And we'd be more than happy to have you come back in the future. But that's the safe way to do it.
Now, before a performance, and we're going to be honored to watch a performance here just in a few minutes, do you feed them first? Do you hold the food back?
People always ask that. People always ask that. No, we don't have to do that. We're not worried about the animal thinking that we're on the menu because we have a much stronger relationship than that. You know, maybe years ago they thought that was a good practice, but that really doesn't work for us. And we actually feed them during the show. So if you really think about it, it's a little crazy because I have meat tied to my side. So that's why we have a strong relationship, and they know that we're going to give it to them. They don't have to take it.
For Clayton, he hopes showing others that strong bond will inspire them to help save his favorite animals.
That's our goal here. People come out, they see an animal do something amazing, they see them do something funny or cute, and they go home and start to look into them and find out what they can do in the future to help that animal out.
Stay with us. We'll be right back. On that one? Yeah, there we go. Big pussycat. Yeah.
Stop! Living with hair loss, that is. Losing your hair is no fun, and no one wants to be bald, but there is hope.
Getting my hair back was the best thing that ever happened to me.
I'm happy with the way I look now.
I'm very excited about my hair.
I feel beautiful.
I love my hair.
Hair Club offers all proven hair loss solutions backed by our commitment to satisfaction guarantee. If you're not 100% satisfied with the solution you choose, Hair Club will apply the purchase price to another proven hair loss solution or transplant more hair at no charge.
That was the best thing I've ever done.
It looks good on me.
Call in the next 5 minutes to get your free brochure at no obligation. It will tell you everything you need to know about your hair loss problem, and it's free if you call now.
I am more pleased than what I had even imagined.
I at least look, I would say, 5 years younger.
I'm 52, and I look better now than I did when I was in my 40s.
I feel great.
And that's not all. The first 100 people who call will also receive $250 off any hair loss solution from Hair Club. Call now.
So you've decided to go to college. That's cool. So pop quiz. Which is a better way to earn your degree? Commute to college and fill your gas tank, get stuck in traffic, drive in bad weather, try to find a parking space, walk a half-mile to class, or learn online at Independence University. You don't go to college. College goes to you. That's independence. That's Independence University. And all your supplies, including a brand new laptop and tablet, are included with tuition. Independence U for an independent you.
1-800-350-9872.
Attention breast cancer survivors. If you experience permanent hair loss or baldness after chemotherapy, you may qualify for a cash award. Thousands of women suffering breast cancer were given a chemotherapy drug without being warned about the possibility of irreversible alopecia. If you or a loved one suffered permanent hair loss after chemotherapy, call 888-622-8732. Time to file a claim is limited. 888-622-8732. That's 888-622-8732.
Animal Outtakes is produced by Dante's Den Foundation, a nonprofit group dedicated to creating the best life for dogs. If you would like to learn more about Dante's Den, donate, or volunteer, visit our website, dantesden.org.
That's a wrap on this week's episode of Animal Outtakes.
We hope you've enjoyed meeting these amazing animals and learning about their training. Join us again next week for another outstanding animal adventure.
See you then.
Arriba. Vamos. Arriba, arriba. Arriba, arriba, arriba. Dale, chichuca. Chichuca. Arriba. Good boy. Dale, 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 dale. Good boy.
That's a wrap on this week's episode of Animal Outtakes.
We hope you've enjoyed meeting these.
Wow.
Let's do it again.
La, la, la.
La, la, la.
Hurricane season is here, so when severe weather threatens, count on the official Suncoast Storm Team at ABC7.
We bring you storm warnings faster and with more detail than ever before.
And track storms right down to your neighborhood.
On air, online, and on your mobile device. Turn to the official Suncoast Storm Team at ABC7. We're here for you. The all-new mysuncoast.com. Just another way we're here for you.
If you're one of the millions of Americans who are disabled and unable to work, I have an important message. You may be entitled to receive disability benefits through Social Security. You'll be matched up with an advocate who will evaluate your situation, handle your application, deal with Social Security for you, and handle all appeals and hearings. Best of all, there are no upfront fees, so you pay nothing until you receive your benefits. Call the Citizens Disability Helpline today for a free, no-obligation consultation.
People ask me all the time, George, what do I do with my idea for a new product? I tell them, call my friends at InventHelp.
Call InventHelp today for free information. InventHelp has been providing patent referrals, preparing ideas, and submitting to companies for more than 30 years.
I believe every inventor deserves the opportunity to step into the ring and take their best shot. Put InventHelp in your corner.
For your free inventors information, call 1-800-881-6805.
ABC 7 News at 7 weeknights.